What is up guys, welcome back to Gamergrade. As usual it's Jay, and today I'll be covering the most effective way to upgrade V stats in Cyberpunk 2077, Cyberware. Cyberware is a collective term that refers to all mechanical implants that Ripperdocs can install to enhance V's physical body with superhuman abilities. As expected, overdosing on excessive amounts of Preem Chrome could transform V into Ed 209 with cyberpsychosis. These cybernetic implants are basically performance enhancing upgrades, and the advantages of installing the very best implants you can support and afford cannot be overstated. In this first part of a 3-part video series, I'll be covering the 3 operating system implants: Cyberdecks, Berserks and Sandevistans. In part 2, I'll be covering the frontal cortex, the ocular system, circulatory system, immune system, nervous system and the integumentary system. And in part 3, I'll be covering all the remaining upgrades for the skeleton, the hands, the arms and the legs. If that sounds good to you, then make sure to punch that thumbs up real good. The first thing to note is that only Ripperdocs can install or swap out Cyberware implants. So be sure to visit them often to browse any new implants you may already own, or to check for improved implants you may wish to purchase using Eddies. Once an implant has been installed by a Ripperdoc, you're free to swap out any available mods relating to those implants, whether you're at a Ripperdoc or not. Available mods for each implant are indicated by the adjacent number. Just like weapons and clothing, there's 5 quality levels to Cyberware implants: Common White, Uncommon Green, Rare Blue, Epic Purple and top tier Legendary Orange. The higher quality implants will offer more potent effects and/or additional mod slots where available. Unlike weapons and clothing, which share from the same pool of available mods, Cyberware mods are specific to each implant and are not cross-compatible. The vast majority of implants provide their effects passively once installed, while a handful need to be manually triggered for short-term buffs with a subsequent cooldown, such as the Sandevistan operating systems, which slow down time by up to 90%, and the optical camo implant for the integumentary system for temporary invisibility. First up, we'll start with all the operating systems, as this piece alone is the single most important implant you'll need to consider. Investing in the very best operating system for your intended playstyle as early as possible in the game should be your number 1 top priority. There's 3 different types of operating system implants you can install. The first and most common are Cyberdecks, of which there are 10 different types of varying qualities. Cyberdecks will allow you to apply quick hacks to manipulate enemies and electronic devices, as well as physically jack in via breach protocol to vulnerable terminals such as access points for monetary and component rewards. Note, the components acquired from breach protocol are for crafting quick hacks only, and at the time of making this video have very limited benefits. Cyberdecks come with varying quick hacks pre-installed ready for you to apply during missions, such as breach protocol, distract enemies and camera control, as well as special passive abilities such as increased RAM recovery, increased quick hack damage and reduced quick hack cooldowns. Your chosen Cyberdeck will also determine how many RAM units you have available for quick hacking, how many buffer nodes you have for breach protocol sequencing, and how many mod slots you have for installing additional quick hacks you may already own. The second type of operating system implants you can have installed by Ripperdocs are called Sandevistans, of which there are 4 different types. All Sandevistans need to be manually activated to use, and their effects will slow down time, increase overall damage, increase crit chance, and increase crit damage, all by varying amounts depending on the Sandevistan model installed. The mods that can be installed into Sandevistans to further enhance their effects are exclusive to the Sandevistan operating system. The third and final type of operating system implants you can have installed by Ripperdocs are called Berserks, of which there are 4 different types. Just like Sandevistans, all berserks need to be manually activated to use, and their effects will reduce weapon recoil and sway, increase weapon and melee damage, increase armor, and increase health, all by varying amounts depending on the berserk model installed. The mods that can be installed into Berserk mod slots to further enhance their effects are exclusive to the Berserk operating system. An important thing to note here is the major disadvantage of having the Sandevistan or Berserk operating systems installed in place of a Cyberdeck is you'll no longer be able to perform quick hacks or breach protocol on enemies or electronic devices in the environment, as these net running features are exclusive to Cyberdecks only, so bear this in mind. Heading over to North Side, which is a sub-district of Watson, the Ripperdock, located near the Pershing Street fast travel station, will sell you the Rare Biodyne Mk.2 Cyberdeck, which offers 9 base RAM for quick hacking, 6 buffer nodes for breach protocol, 4 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks, and a special ability which increases RAM recovery rate by 3 units every 60 seconds. To top it off, there's no barrier to entry to use this Cyberdeck apart from its $15,000 price tag. Heading over to Kabuki, which is another sub-district of Watson, the Ripperdock, located to the southwest of the Kabuki Market fast travel terminal, located at the back of the Kabuki Market, will sell you the following notable operating system implants. The Legendary Zetatech Berserk Mk.5, which activates Berserk mode for 30 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. At the time of making the video, the devs still hadn't fixed the text, which wrongly states a 10-second duration and 20% armor increase. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk is active. Weapon recoil reduces by 20%, melee damage increases by 20%, armor is increased by 10% and not 20 as stated, defeating enemies restores 5% health, and jumping from a high height, approximately 10 feet or more, will activate the superhero landing, which damages or outright kills nearby enemies. The higher the jump, the more effective the landing. There's also 3 mod slots for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This Berserk operating system requires Body Attribute level 18, Street Cred level 14, and 43,750 eddies to purchase. The Legendary Raven Microcyber Mk.4 Cyberdeck, which offers 10 base RAM for quick hacking, 8 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 6 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities increase RAM recovery rate by 6 units every 60 seconds and quick hack spread distance by 60%, which is great for quick hacks that can affect multiple targets such as Contagion, which spreads poison. This Cyberdeck requires a Street Cred level of 14 to equip and 35,000 eddies to purchase. The Rare Biodyne Mk.2 and Stephenson Tech Mk.2 Cyberdecks he also has for sale are worth considering if you don't yet meet the requirements for the legendary versions, only requiring $15,000 to purchase and install. Heading over to Little China, which is another sub-district of Watson, you'll find our trusty old friend Victor, located near the Bradbury and Baran fast travel terminal. Bear in mind you'll first need to pay off your debt before Vic gives you full access to his wares. When you do, he'll sell you the Legendary Dynalar Sandevistan Mk.4, which slows down time by 75% for 16 seconds, with a 30-second cooldown. While active, it will also increase all damage dealt and crit chance by 15%. It also possesses 3 mod slots for installing any Sandevistan enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This operating system requires Reflexes attribute level 15, Street Cred level 11, and 35,000 eddies to purchase. In the downtown sub-district of the city centre, the Ripperdock, located near the Skyline and Republic fast travel terminal, will sell you the following notable operating system implants. The Legendary Qiant Sandevistan Mk.5, which slows down time by 90% for 8 seconds, with a 30-second cooldown. While active, damage dealt increases by 15%, crit chance increases by 10%, and crit damage increases by 50%. There's also 3 mod slots for installing any Sandevistan enhancing mods you may have in your possession. The Warp Dancer requires a Reflexes attribute of level 18, Street Cred level of 50, and 43,750 eddies to purchase. The Epic Militech Berserk Mk.3, which activates Berserk mode for 30 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. At the time of making the video, the devs still hadn't fixed the text, which wrongly states a 10-second duration with a 30-second cooldown. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk is active. Weapon recoil reduces by 10%, melee damage increases by 15% and not 10% as stated, armor increases by 10% and not 15% as stated, health is increased by 20%, defeating enemies restores 2% health, and jumping from a high height, approximately 10 feet or more, will activate the superhero landing, which damages or outright kills nearby enemies. The higher the jump, the more effective the landing. There's also 2 mod slots for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This operating system requires a body attribute level of 12 to equip, as well as 25,000 eddies to purchase. If ranged damage is more your thing, then for just 9 body and 15,000 eddies, the Rare Biodyne Mk.2 may be better suited, which activates Berserk mode for 15 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Again, the description times of 5 seconds duration and 15 seconds cooldown are incorrect and need fixing. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk is active. All ranged attacks deal 10% more damage, weapon recoil reduces by 25%, melee damage increases by 5% and not 25% as stated, armor and resistances increases by 5%, and jumping from a high height, approximately 10 feet or more, will activate the superhero landing, which damages or outright kills nearby enemies. The higher the jump, the more effective the landing. There's also 1 mod slot for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. If you use a lot of quick hacks during missions, then the Epic Arasaka Mk.3 Cyberdeck is a fine choice, with the only barrier to entry being 25,000 eddies. It features 8 base RAM for quick hacking, 7 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 5 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities reduces the cost of covert quick hacks by 1 unit and increases the duration of combat quick hacks by 30%. If stealthy quick hacking is your style and you meet the high entry level requirements, then the Legendary Arasaka Mk.4 Cyberdeck is a solid option. It features 10 base RAM for quick hacking, 8 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 6 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities reduces the cost of covert quick hacks by 2 units and increases the duration of combat quick hacks by 40%. This Cyberdeck requires a Street Cred level of 50 to equip, as well as 35,000 eddies to purchase. Over in Japantown, which is a sub-district of Westbrook, the Ripper Dock, located near the mega building H8 fast travel terminal, known as Fingers, who you'll encounter during the main story, will sell you the Legendary Qiant Sandevistan Mk.4, which slows down time by 75% for 12 seconds, with a cooldown of just 15 seconds. At the time of making the video, the description wrongly states time is slowed by just 25%, which needs correcting. While active, crit chance and crit damage are both increased by 15%. 3 mod slots are also available for installing any Sandevistan enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This operating system requires Reflexes attribute level 15, Street Cred level 27, and 35,000 eddies to purchase. Still hanging out in Japantown, just around the corner from Fingers, the Ripper Dock, located near the Cherry Blossom Market fast travel station, will sell you the following notable operating system implants. The Legendary Biodyne Mk.4, which activates Berserk mode for 30 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Once again, the text of the description wrongly states a 5-second duration and 30-second cooldown, which needs amending. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk is active. All ranged attacks deal 20% more damage, Weapon recoil reduces by 25%, melee damage increases by 5% and not 25% as stated, armor and resistances increases by 5%, defeating enemies restores 4% health, and jumping from a high height, approximately 10 feet or more, will activate the superhero landing, which damages or outright kills nearby enemies. There's also 3 mod slots for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This Berserk operating system requires body attribute level 16, Street Cred level 27, and 35,000 eddies to purchase. The Epic Biotech Mk.3 Cyberdeck, which offers 10 base RAM for quick hacking, 7 buffer nodes for breach protocol, 5 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks, and special abilities which increase quick hack damage by 20%, as well as increasing RAM recovery rate by 9 units every 60 seconds, which is the fastest recovery rate for a Cyberdeck. To equip this Cyberdeck, you need a Street Cred level of 27, as well as 25,000 eddies to purchase. Heading over to Charter Hill, which is another sub-district of Westbrook, the Ripperdock, located near the Luxury Apartments Fast Travel Terminal, will sell you the following notable operating system implants. The legendary Militech Berserk Mk.5, which activates Berserk mode for 60 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. The 10-second duration stated in the description is wrong and needs fixing. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk mode is active. Health and stamina are both increased by 40%. Weapon recoil reduces by 15%. Melee damage increases by 15%. Armor is increased by 10% and not 15% as stated. Defeating enemies restores 5% health, and jumping from a high height will activate the superhero landing. The higher the jump, the more effective the landing. There's also 3 mod slots for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This Berserk operating system requires body attribute level 18, Street Cred level 29, and 43,750 eddies to purchase. The legendary Tetratronic Rippler Mk.4 Cyberdeck, which offers 10 base RAM for quick hacking, 8 buffer nodes for breach protocol, 6 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks, and the following special abilities. Ultimate quick hacks can spread once to a nearby enemy. Ultimate quick hack RAM cost is reduced by 3 units. Reduces quick hack upload time by 75%, and quick hack cooldowns are reduced by 45%. This Cyberdeck is the perfect partner if your preferred quick hacks are of the ultimate variety, such as Cyber Psychosis, Suicide, System Reset, and Detonate Grenade, which all require a large amount of RAM to apply, as well as significant time to upload and cool down. Just make sure to invest multiple perk points into Biosynergy under the quick hacking skill tree, governed by the intelligence attribute, to offset the lack of RAM unit recovery. To equip this Cyberdeck, you need a Street Cred level of 29, as well as 43,750 eddies to purchase. Over in Well Springs, which is a sub-district of Haywood, the Ripperdock, located near the pumping station Fast Travel Terminal, will sell you the following notable operating system implants. The legendary Militech Falcon Sandevistan Mk.5, which slows time by 70% for 18 seconds, with a 60-second cooldown. The 30% stated in the description is wrong and needs updating. The following buffs are triggered while Sandevistan is active. Damage dealt is increased by 15%, crit chance is increased by 20%, and crit damage is increased by 35%. There's also 3 mod slots for installing any Sandevistan enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This Sandevistan operating system requires Reflexes attribute level 20, Street Cred level 49, and 43,750 eddies to purchase. The Epic Biotech Berserk Mk.3, which activates Berserk mode for 30 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Once again, the text of the description wrongly states a 5-second duration and 30-second cooldown. The following buffs are triggered while Berserk mode is active. All ranged attacks deal 15% more damage, weapon recoil reduces by 25%, melee damage increases by 5% and not 25% as stated, armor increases by 5%, Defeating enemies restores 3% health, and jumping from a high height will activate the superhero landing. There's also 2 mod slots for installing any Berserk enhancing mods you may have in your possession. This Berserk operating system requires body attribute level 12 as well as 25,000 eddies to purchase. The Epic Raven Microcyber Mk.3 Cyberdeck, which offers 8 base RAM for quick hacking, 7 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 5 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities increase RAM recovery rate by 3 units every 60 seconds, increases enemy Netrunner hacking time by 50%, and increases quick hack spread distance by 40%, which is great for quick hacks that can affect multiple targets, such as Contagion, which spreads poison. This Cyberdeck requires a Street Cred level of 49 to equip, as well as 25,000 eddies to purchase. The Legendary Netwatch Netdriver Mk.5, which offers 11 base RAM for quick hacking, 8 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 6 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities increase RAM recovery rate by 9 units every 60 seconds, increases quick hack damage by 30%, increases quick hack spread distance by 60%, and defensive quick hacks can be uploaded to 3 targets simultaneously within 6 meters. The Legendary Netwatch Netdriver Mk.5 has the highest possible stats for all its included features, and is the perfect companion for any offensively focused netrunner. This Cyberdeck requires a Street Cred level of 49 to equip, as well as 43,750 eddies to purchase. Heading on over to the West Wind Estate, which is a sub-district of Pacifica, the Ripperdock, located near the West Wind Apartments fast travel terminal, will sell you the following notable Cyberdeck implants. The Legendary Stephenson Tech Mk.4, which offers 10 base RAM for quick hacking, 8 buffer nodes for breach protocol, and 6 mod slots for installing additional quick hacks. Its special abilities reduce quick hack cooldowns by 45%, increases combat quick hack durations by 50%, and reduces quick hack upload times by 25%. This Cyberdeck requires a Street Cred level of 37 to equip, as well as 35,000 eddies to purchase. He also sells the Legendary Tinkerer Mk.3, which for a Legendary Cyberdeck is nothing to write home about, offering a lower base RAM and buffer size than all the other Legendary Cyberdecks. The only notable features are its RAM recovery rate of 9 units per minute, and plus 50% combat quick hack duration. Travelling to Arroyo, which is a sub-district of Santo Domingo, the Ripperdock, located near the Metro Willison Street fast travel terminal, will sell you the Legendary Zetatech Berserk Mk.4, which activates Berserk mode for 10 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. At the time of making the video, the devs still hadn't fixed the description, which wrongly states a 5-second duration with a 10-second cooldown, which needs updating. The benefits gained by installing this operating system are nothing special. Combined with its super short duration and long cooldown, it's just not worth the expense and best avoided altogether.